Hello, hunters. This is your weekly Denfeld PBIS lesson brought to you by Huntersaurus. This week, we are going to be talking about expected SOAR behaviors when using email. So, just a brief reminder, during distance learning, you are now a digital community member of the Denfeld online learning community. This citizenship requires the responsible and safe use of technology and online tools. At our school, we expect all hunters to help create a safe and welcoming environment for everyone in our learning spaces and school community. And this includes whether we're online or we're in the building. Denfeld's online learning spaces are an extension of the school building. All school expectations apply to the online learning spaces and digital community. These are all of the expected SOAR behaviors. So anything that's not acceptable in a classroom while in the building is also not acceptable in the digital school community. This includes anytime you access the school network or online tools, whether you're using a school Chromebook or your own personal device, and it includes your Gmail account. So our digital learning space focus this week is your Gmail account and any emails that you send or receive. In the digital learning environment, while we're doing distance learning, email is a common form of communication between teachers and students and between you and your classmates. Without being able to observe nonverbal communication or receive feedback in the moment, email communication can be easily misunderstood, which makes the SOAR expected behaviors very helpful to creating an inclusive, safe, kind, and welcoming environment for everyone. Some good times to send an email include when you have a question that can be answered quickly, when you have an assignment that you have a specific question about, when you want to explain why you did miss or you will miss a scheduled Google Meet with a teacher or other staff member, and when you are asking for permission to submit a late assignment. If you feel that you have a question or concern that would not be well communicated by email, or you're concerned that it would be received in a way that is not helpful, you can consider another form of communication, such as jumping on teachers' office hours, Google Meets that they may schedule, using the calendar function to schedule an appointment with them, or making a phone call to the teacher. So we are going to talk about our expected SOAR behaviors in Gmail accounts and email. So for spirit, to be a responsible digital citizen, hunters have the responsibility to be kind, welcoming, and safe to all. So the expectation extends to the use of your Gmail account and any emails you send, as these are school tools where SOAR behaviors are expected. Responding timely to emails from teachers and classmates helps to create that kind, welcoming, safe environment for all in the digital community, as everyone feels seen and acknowledged and included. And it's also important that we're patient with others, both teachers and classmates, and allow them the opportunity to timely respond and to our emails. And this also helps create that kind, safe, and welcoming environment, not expecting an immediate response. Opportunity. So as a digital citizen, hunters have the responsibility to use school technology and tools safely and for school-related purposes. Avoid sending junk emails, chain letters, or other non-relevant or not school-appropriate information or media. Avoid inappropriate or offensive content and language in emails that we send. Hunters also SOAR when they use their resources to seek out help when it's needed. So email can be an excellent tool to send a message to your teacher or another supportive adult in the Denfeld community when you're struggling and you need some extra support. Achievement. As a digital citizen, hunters have the responsibility to communicate their needs and give 100%. This means sending emails with clear, appropriate subject lines and clearly describing your request or question in the body of the email in order to communicate your needs. Respect. This is a big one with emails. As a digital citizen, hunters have the responsibility to use respectful communication in order to create that safe, welcoming, and inclusive environment for all. Respectful emails include an appropriate and welcoming greeting and closing, and language that is appropriate and expected at school. And here are some helpful how-to tips for creating respectful emails. Be sure to include a brief, accurate subject line that communicates the question you may have or the request that you're making. Use a professional looking font that is easy to read. Please avoid wingdings. Avoid using abbreviations or slang. Email is not the same as texting. Keep your email brief and to the point, and make sure that what you're talking about in the body of the email connects to the subject line. Communicate to the recipient, whether it's a teacher or a classmate, using a positive, kind tone. And avoid things like bold lettering or italicized lettering or underlining words, as well as all caps or quotation marks. These can all be viewed as aggressive or sarcastic or rude or communicating anger, and just things that you want to avoid when you're not able to provide face-to-face feedback to the recipient. And before you send the email, make sure you read it over. Be mindful of who will see your email, because once it's sent, anyone will be able to see it, whether you've sent it to them or not, because any of your original recipients can easily forward that on to someone else. Once it's out of your inbox and into someone else's, you lose control over the audience. If the communication would not be acceptable in the classroom, it is not acceptable for an email. You can also show respect when you're communicating by email by acknowledging and responding appropriately to emails you receive, whether they're from teachers or classmates, and even if you disagree or get frustrated with the content of the email. Don't leave someone on read. Here is an example of an email. Expected SOAR behaviors help hunters to create a safe, kind, and welcoming school community, whether that's inside our Denfeld building or in our online learning spaces.